Thank you. Archita, please start the session.
Thank you, Sarvester, for your kind handover. Very good afternoon to all the respected dignitaries, respected members of the profession, learned participants, and dear colleagues. On behalf of the MSME and Startup Committee of ICAI, it gives me an immense pleasure to welcome all of you to today's webinar under the MSME Pathshala Series 98 on the topic Opportunities in State and Succession Planning for CAs. I am CA Harshit Arya, and it is my privilege to serve as a moderator for today's session. By way of brief introduction, I am a practicing chartered accountant, and it is an honor to be associated with this important initiative aimed at creating awareness and opening new professional avenues for chartered accountants. Today's subject is highly relevant in the current professional environment, where estate and succession planning is emerging as an important advisory area for professionals to create value for family, entrepreneurs, and businesses. Before we move ahead, I extend my warm welcome to respected CA Gyanchan Mishra ji, Chairman MSME and Startup Committee, esteemed Speaker CA Nitesh Gupta ji, and all participants who have joined us from different parts of the country. Thank you for all for being here. It is now my privilege to introduce our respected chairman, sir. CA Gyanchand Mishra ji is a respected fellow chartered accountant with more than 27 years of professional experience. He is a commerce postgraduate, law graduate, insolvency professional, and associated member of ICSI. He presently serves as a Central Council member of ICAI 2529 and is currently the chairman of MSME and Startup Committee, along with serving as a vice chairman of the Board of Studies Operations and Corporate Mitra Committee. He has contributed significantly in areas including audit, assurance, professional development, and has delivered various thought provoking sessions on professional opportunities and regulatory developments. Sir has continuously worked towards strengthening our profession and empowering members. Sir, we are grateful for your presence today. May I now request respected CA Gyanton Mishra ji, sir, to kindly address the gathering. Over to you, sir.
So thank you so much, Harshit Arya, moderator of the program. My good friend and of course speaker of this today's session, C. Nitish Gupta ji, who comes from Agra. And let me tell you, friends, his vision for the profession and especially the MSME development has been truly immense in last 4 years, especially. Though I'm connected with him for more than a decade, but especially from last 4 years, I have witnessed that his dedication and devotion, not only to provide the services to the MSMEs, but to truly uplift their value system and encourage them to come in the mainframe of the business. So this is why we once again welcome you in the committee in this today's program. And of course, today's topic is very relevant, I am telling you, dear friends. This is opportunities in state and succession planning for chartered accountants. So this is a very apt topic. We, as a chartered accountant, we understand very well how to earn the money, but how to retain the same, how to have the succession of the same to our next generation, and of course, most importantly, how to protect the wealth that you have created for generations to come. That is very important because the money spent is not money earned. Spending, that is not truly your wealth. So chartered accountants themselves are MSMEs. Topic today, which can not only use by chartered accountants for themselves, but of course for their clients also. And two, three important things that I would like to share with us. That as we know that the compliance part of the profession has to go in coming time. So if we people are, looking forward uh, compliance part of GST or income tax or ROC, probably the time ahead is the time of exploring newer avenues. And the newer avenues consist of so many newer avenues, not only the succession planning, but if we see nowadays, information technology, especially artificial intelligence, is one of the area which is taking over the entire gamut of the profession in coming time. If we perceive the next 10 years, our perception is that the chartered accountants who will be joining the profession in coming time, they will probably be a tech professionals, not only the finance professional, they will be the fintech professionals. Technology will be the inbuilt part in the chartered accountancy profession in coming time. And I'm happy to share that across the country, have taken the training of the AI. I'm not sharing the number just that I'm not demonstrating that 45,000 chartered accountants have taken the training. So we are more equipped than other professionals who are the core competencies, who have core competencies in the artificial intelligence. But what I want to demonstrate that chartered accountants are always ready to learn. And that is the USP of we people, that we survive in the adverse conditions also, while there is change in the professional arena. So friends, the second thing that I would like to share with you, that I keep on sharing wherever I get the opportunity to interact with the members, that aggregation of the CA firm. That is another area where we need to work and we need to strengthen our firms. The small firms and SMPs, probably in coming time, these SMPs will be the old days things. Now the bigger firms are bound to come in the ecosystem of the practice. Honorable Prime Minister of the country, Honorable Modi sir, he always insists that there should be firm like big four firms in the country. Big four firms have not any certificate with them as big four. They are big four because of their deeds, their acts. So we as a professional have lot of opportunities if we handhold each other. Now the time has gone when we open our office and we sit in a small office and we try to expand. Now the chartered accountant firms are becoming big internationally because GCC is another area, global capability centers, which is opening nowadays. In India, we are expecting so much scope in coming time of GCC in next 1 decade. So, dear friends, what I want to say that now the time has come when we have to think the next phase of the profession in this way. The first phase, which we have done so far last 70 years, probably that is not going to happen 10 years, even 10 years more. In every decade, now we will see the profession will be transformed. So we have to gear up with the newer version of the practice. We have to face the new challenges, but I well understand that we chartered accountants are very much inclined to face the new challenges. Because since we start our articles in, we are well versed that we have to face the challenges. So I am very happy that you people, I mean we people, are always ready to take the newer opportunities, to face the challenges, and to explore the newer avenues which could truly contribute in the ecosystem of the practice. The last thing that I would like to share to all the members that you people have joined from various destinations of the country. Since I am chairing this very important committee, that is the MSME and the Startup Committee, MSME is contributing more than 40% in the entire ecosystem of the export and more than 35% in the GDP of the country. About 8 crores MSMEs are working in the country. So to serve the MSME is really a challenging task. And for that, we must understand all the applicable laws of the land, especially the credit facilities, the subsidies and grants, the applicable laws, because someone, when you sow something, it takes some time to grow a tree. So MSMEs are very tiny industries, some small scale setups, and of course, after the change in the definition of the MSE, we witness that the amount of the uh, turnover and investment in the machinery has also grown very well. So a wide range we people have to serve. So how we are serving, that is very important. For that, we have certificate course in the MSME in the startup committee. Will urge to all of you. We are coming up with virtual this certificate course also, and a physical certificate course in the branches. We'll request you to kindly join. Not only you will understand how to serve the MSMEs, but you will come to understand how the entire ecosystem of the MSME in the startup works. And that is very important, I'm telling you. The second thing, on 27th of June, across India, we are celebrating the International MSME Day. This year, we are planning to handhold 1 lakh MSME in a single day across the country. For that, we are going for Guinness Book of World Record also. So this would be possible when you will reach to your nearest branch. You will have to register yourself, and this is the only committee of the institute which can work with non-CP event also. So the chartered accountants who will go, they will get CPRs. The non-chartered accountants, they will join the program, understand the working of the ecosystem of the MSME in the startup. So I generally speak less, but today, since Nitesh Bhai was here, and I could wanted to give a brief about the profession also, and I'm sure that the way the profession is growing uh, this year itself, Nitesh Bhai, just for your information, we had the institute had registered about 5,700 chartered accountants for job. And we had the requirement of 15,000 job seekers in the institute. So now you can see what we are producing. A lot of time the people think that so many chartered accountants are passing. What will happen to the profession? See the difference. 5,700 we had registered with us. They were the job seekers, and 15,000 were the who were ready to provide the job. So India is growing economy. We should not worry with the increasing number of the accountants. We should think how we could expand the horizon of the practice in a better way. So without taking much time, I'm really thankful to the committee. They are working day and night. So many programs are happening across the country. 26th and 27th, we are having very big program in Mumbai Geo Center. We are expecting the participation about 4 to 5,000 people in 2 days. So we'll request who can come and showcase themselves as a startup in Mumbai. You are most welcome. Otherwise, please join to your nearest branch. And I'm thankful to the moderator, Harshit Arya, and speaker of the session, C. Nitesh Gupta ji. Each one are listening patiently. I'll request the moderator to proceed with the session.
Thank you very much, sir, for your inspiring words and valuable guidance. Your thoughts on professional growth and emerging opportunities have certainly set the right tone for the today's session. Now it's time for the technical session. It gives me a immense pleasure to introduce today's esteemed speaker, CA Nitesh Gupta ji. Sir is a practicing chartered accountant and has been a member of ICI since 2004. He is also a qualified resolution professional under IBBI. His area of expertise include banking and insurance audit, project financing, subsidies, project setup, estate planning, and succession planning. He has held several leadership positions in ICAI and has served as a chairman of Agra branch and held important responsibilities at regional and central levels. He is also a regular faculty at ICAI and other professional platforms and has delivered sessions specifically on state and succession planning, helping professionals understand practicing implementation and opportunities in this area. Sir, we are delighted to have you with us. And before handing over to Sir, I request to all participants to post their queries in the chat box, and we will try to take up the queries during question and answer session at the end, subject to the time availability. Now I am requesting CA Nitesh Gupta sir to kindly take over the session and enlightening us on opportunities in the state and succession planning for CAs. Over to you, sir.
Thank you so much, dear Harshit, and very good afternoon to all the participants and our respected Central Council member, CA Gyanchand Misra ji. As already Gyan Bhai informed, we are good friends and he shared this long one decade journey. So this happens to got started in the year 2015 when both of us got elected in the regional council. So Gyan Bhai was also there in the regional council, 16 to 19 part of regional council. I was also there along with him. So that time this friendship started and by grace of God it is still continuing and it is really a privilege to see your friend elevating to newer heights. And Gyan Bhai, you are doing commendable work under this MSME committee. So this regularly I was just discussing it with the committee coordinator, Mr. Ravi ji. So he informed me that regularly on every Friday you are having this program. So earlier, 3-4 months back, when you informed about this committee, and I had the privilege of giving the lecture at that point of time also. So this time when Ravi ji contacted me, so I just thought that just to understand the working of the committee. So Gyanbhai, my heartiest congratulations and best wishes because across all the spheres I am able to listen that you are providing your best under this MSME and startup committee. So and since I have been aware of your working in the regional council also, so I am pretty sure that under your able leadership, this committee and this startup ecosystem, this MSME ecosystem, this will definitely attain newer heights. So my best compliments to you, Gyanbhai. And just to start with this topic, so already as Harshit ji has introduced me, so and Gyanbhai also little bit touched upon the session. So just to share the what we shall be discussing today, and as the chairman already said that we are focusing on earning the wealth, but rarely I will show you the numbers also that rarely we are focusing on how this wealth has to be protected and this has to be passed on to our next generation. So definitely this also has to be taken care in that spirit only. And the numbers which I will share and while I will be having discussion. So as already informed by moderator Mr. Harshit also that whatever queries you are having, so my sincere appeal to each one of you would be to address all your concerns, your feedbacks, your inputs, whatever you can. So when I will be raising your the questions, so please let us have because this is like this webinar. Most of the times it's a monologue type of discussion because in physical we are having to we are many a times we are able to have a dialogue two-way system, but both the systems are having their pros and cons. So nevertheless, this provides an opportunity for maximum members to participate. I was informed that more than 700 members are currently participating in this program. So this is again a very big number, and this is just because with the help of technology, I think this we can take up. So as already informed by Harshit, I am CA Nitesh Gupta, practicing here in Agra for last 20 years. Currently, I am Vice President at Laghu Udyog Bharti. So this Laghu Udyog Bharti is also working for empowerment of MSMEs. I am past Secretary of CIRC of ICI, past Chairman of Agra Branch. For reference, I am providing my contact details also in this particular slide. My mobile number it's 98370 So I request each one of you that maybe currently you would not be having any doubts, or suppose some doubt creep in the future. So for that reference, I think I appeal each one of you to have my mobile number, my Instagram handle. So at this my Instagram handle, I am regularly posting content related to succession, MSME issues, this government initiatives in MSMEs. Likewise, so investments and insurance type of content I am putting on my Instagram handle. So I will request uh, each one of you to get connected through me on Instagram also. The handle is @CA Nitesh Official. And recently I have started with my LinkedIn working also. So at LinkedIn, majorly my content is focused towards this estate and succession planning only. So how this journey started somewhere around 1.5 years back, I just thought the importance, because as the chairman stated that we have to work in the already I was very much connected in setting up of industries, getting their funds arranged and everything. So and to get the subsidy arranged also, that is also one of the major areas which I am currently also taking care, because in Uttar Pradesh we are having more than 30 plus sectoral guidelines policies which provide subsidies to different setup of industries. So regularly we are very much active in tourism, we are active in MSME, we are active in food processing. So these all areas we are already active. So I just thought that this is one of the aspect that one should understand this estate and succession planning. So it became the topic of my understanding for last 1.5 years. I started studying on regular basis and started delivering also on this topic. I had delivered several lectures in several of the branches of the ICI amongst the members of ICI. The initiative which has been taken by the Institute of Chartered Accountants is by way of two certificate courses already they have been completed, and more than 400 members have undergone these two certificate courses. So this certificate course is on estate and succession planning, which is two certification course have already been completed, and I had the opportunity to, rather privilege, I would say, that I was part of both the courses. Rather, in the second certificate, I had taken two sessions, and more than 400 chartered accountants have already undergone these two sessions. So the institute also has understood the importance of this topic, and already as chairman of the committee, Gyanbhai already stated that the importance of the topic lies that we all are focusing on earning our wealth. We are putting our day and night hard dedicated efforts towards the earning. But how we are how we are planning for the transition. So just the numbers I will be sharing while we will be scrolling my slides. So I will be sharing the numbers. So on that basis, we will be very well able to understand that how the things have to be taken in the proper manner. So this is the initial discussion, and just uh, so the topic which we are today discussing is opportunities what the chartered accountants can have in estate planning and succession planning. So many a times these two words are understood in the same manner. So I just thought that just to have a clarity on both of these aspects. So just I thought that a clear demarcation should be there. So estate planning versus succession planning. So estate planning primarily focuses on distribution of assets of an individual after death, while succession planning is for businesses. The scope of estate planning is wider. It covers the estate, including the movable, immovable, even the digital assets. But here in succession, when we are talking, so it is narrower because it is majorly focused towards operating business or business aspects only. Then if I talk about the objective, so objective of estate planning is that the wealth should estate should get transferred in the most tax efficient manner according to the wishes of an individual. While in succession planning, the transfer of ownership and leadership can be when you are alive, or on the death or incapacity, or when you intend to take retirement. So this is for succession planning. So estate planning, everyone needs it. Everyone should plan for a will. And while we are talking about succession planning, only business owners who are doing business. So succession planning role is limited to business only. So for implementation of estate planning, trustworthy executor is needed. who can distribute the estate. While in succession planning, we need a competent successor who can run the business. And if I talk about the timeline, so estate planning while can be done while you are alive, but succession planning is can be done when you are planning to retire. And succession planning is not a affair of say 6 months, 3 months, a year affair. So this is the activity which has to be planned well in advance. Well, although you can frame it in a day's time, 2 days time, but for succession it is a gradual process which takes due time. So this is the demarcation for this particular thing. Then how succession planning should be. So we are focusing, we will be focusing on individual little bit. I will be touching upon the individual aspects also. And as already stated that 4 or 5 months back already in this committee, I had taken a lecture. That lecture was very much pinpointed towards aspect of intestate succession, then wills, then how the intestate succession of the Hindu male takes place, female take place, co-parsonary issues, probate, succession certificate, nomination, etc. But today, because just I didn't wanted to repeat that session for the reason that I was under an impression that if some of the participants who had participated earlier and if they are participating again in this session, so this that would be a repeat and they won't be able to add any value. So I just thought that let me change the session. So the session is more towards, and this committee's objective is also for value addition. So I just thought that this could be there. So how succession planning should be. So succession planning, as I told, that it is beyond just framing the wills. It is more towards pinpointed towards your business aspect. So business valuation, corporate governance, multi-generational tax compliance, who will take what vertical, who will take. So these all are the confusing aspects which already are there in the business, but they are not very much documented. So these are taken care, and then the structured wealth. So once you have identified all these areas, then how the planning has to be implemented, that has to be through will, private family trust, family constitution, gifts, family settlement, HUF. So that these could be the steps which you can take while succession planning. So this is one case study, and before I start this case study, so Harshit, one request I will like to put that since I am having a little bad throat today also, so just don't want to get that more, just don't want to get it more bad. So just I would request that I am having two case studies. So I will be just scrolling the slides. Just a request to you that if you can just read out the slides so that the participants can understand. And before starting that, just 2, 3 things if members can respond to our moderator, C.A. Harshit also, that how many, if I talk about, because numbers I will be sharing, meanwhile I will be sharing the numbers. So just if I ask about that, how many of us have framed our will? If any of you can answer that, if just in 15 seconds, 20 seconds, you can respond to Harshit, and we will be having this discussion in a meanwhile. 15 seconds, if some of you can answer that, how many of you, currently I was told that 700 plus participants are there. So if how many of you have framed your will? Okay. My second question is, as already the chairman of the committee, Ganbhai, stated the fact that we have to understand the importance of this topic. So if I talk about, and if I provide you with the numbers, as a practicing chartered accountant also, we are also MSMEs, we can get ourselves registered on Udyam portal. So if I would say, rather I am sharing the number as already informed, Ganbhai informed that we are 8 crores plus MSMEs. 97% are in micro sector. 1.5% are in 1.5 to 2% they are in this small sector, and less than half percent or quarter percent, 3-4% you can say that they come in this medium enterprises. So having this discussion, and if I share with all the participants, because Gyanmei stated that the time has come for aggregation also, big platform. So aggregation is not only for that vision of Honorable Prime Minister of Indian Big Fours. The need of the hour is aggregation, and this is one of the tools of succession also, succession planning also. And why so I am saying so? That currently we are 65% of the practicing units are the individual practicing units. And if I say that those practicing units who are proprietors and who have completed like 20-25 years. So one question I asked, that how many of us have framed the will? And the second question I am raising, that if you have completed like 20-25 years in the practice, so what the respected members are planning for smooth transition, smooth succession of their business, because this is also a business model what we are doing. So what we are planning for succession. So my two questions, one already I think Harshit ji must have received the responses, and this is the second one. Once again, I am repeating that out of 65% of the proprietorships, if those who are like 20-25 years, those who have completed in the profession, how any one or two of you, if you can answer in the chat box to CA Harshit ji, that how you have intended to transition your profession, because the numbers I will be sharing with you, and those numbers are really shocking ones. So, if Harshit ji, have you received the responses?
No, sir. I
Acha.
have a question. Rana ji, please share the responses you have received in the chat box.
So, Harshit ji, this chat box is not as accessible to you?
No, it is accessible, but no response is there.
अच्छा चलिए कोई बात नहीं. तो let me, if in the meantime Harshit ji, if you are receiving, तो just at that point of time we will discuss, otherwise certain numbers.
Sorry, sir.
Yes Ravi ji. रवि जी कुछ कहना चाहते हैं आप?
नहीं सर, आप कुछ बोल रहे थे सर. क्या
मैं ये बोल रहा था रवि जी कि कुछ रिस्पॉन्सेस मेंबर्स के आने हैं, वो क्या हर्षित जी के पास सीधे आएंगे या आपके पास आ रहे हैं?
नहीं सर, वो आएंगे तो मेरे पास ही सर, लेकिन आए नहीं है. जैसे आएंगे मैं आज सर
चलिए
को
चलिए, आप अगर आए तो आप है ना
शेयर
प्लीज
कर
हर्षित जी को शेयर कर दीजिएगा ना.
श्योर.
चलिए ओके. सो the members can share their responses, because this will be a two-way communication, and we can analyze the responses as well. So here I would like to share 2-3 things also. In the meantime, I will, when I will be coming across, so I will be sharing. So Harshit ji, can you help me in just reading out these slides? If you can just this case study, if you can just read this one.
Yeah. Failure of succession planning in a multi-generational and multi-business Indian family enterprise. The Sharma, yeah, Sharma Group is a 55-year-old family-owned business conglomerate originated from North India. The group was founded by late Mr. Harvilas Sharma, a first-generational entrepreneur who gradually expanded operations across multiple locations and business structures. Over time, the family business evolved into a complex web of entities comprising partnership firms engaged in traditional wholesale trading, private limited companies involved in manufacturing and export, Hindu undivided family HUF owning real estate and investments, a fast-growing e-commerce vertical operated through the HUF using online marketplace operations spread across Delhi, Jaipur, Surat, Bengaluru. The founder had three sons, second generation, and seven grandchildren, third generation, many of whom were actively involved in different parts of the business. Despite commercial success, no formal succession plan, family constitution, or governance framework was ever put in place. Partnership firm A nature of business.
Sorry.
Nature of business in a partnership firm is wholesale trading, and it is owned by father and two sons. In partnership firm B, nature of business was textile sourcing and owned by two brothers. Private limited company F uh, in the business of manufacturing and owned by family shareholders. Private limited company Y engaged in export and logistics owned by promoter driven. HUF in the business of real estate investments controlled by Karta. HUF e-commerce vertical, nature of business is online sales on marketplace, and it is managed by younger members. Each entity operated independently with no group level oversight or documented authority metrics. The founder believed that family will manage things uh, amicably, and legal documents created mistrust. Experience matters more than structure. As a result, no will was executed, no HF partition was completed, no shareholders agreement existed, no partnership succession clauses were drafted, no clarity on next generation leadership. The sudden demise of Mr. Harvilas Sharma triggered a quick chain reaction of disputes, revealing deep structural weakness. There was issues like confusion over who would be Karta of the HUF, bank account of HUF frozen pending documentation, marketplace accounts of e-commerce vertical suspended, disagreement among sons on control versus ownership, third generation demanding direct participation and profit share. Key areas of failure was in HUF and e-commerce vertical is e-commerce business was legally owned by the HUF through run by grandchildren. Profits credited to HUF accounts, but withdrawal were disputed. No clarity, family assets or individual initiatives, HUF or individual income. No tax notices due to disputed signatories and compliance delays, and outcome was the marketplace account blocked, working capital choke, and litigation initiated. In partnership firms, partnership deeds lost retirement and death clauses, valuation methodology, and buyout mechanism. Level hires of deceased partner demanded admission. Surviving partners resented dilution of control, and outcome was firms dissolved by operation of law. Goodwill disputes arose, and business relationships collapsed. In companies, shareholding was fragmented among family members. No shareholders agreement existed. Board positions were informally decided. After founder's death, rival factions attempted to gain board control. ROC filing delayed due to signature disputes. Bank questions management continuity. Outcome was investors' confidence weak, credit line reduced, and internal deadlock. Intergeneration conflicts was second generation. The core conflict of second generation is control versus ownership, and core conflicts of third generation was recognition versus authority, and core conflict of family as a whole, equality versus merit. The absence of leadership grooming, role clarity, and performance benchmark led to emotional decisions overriding business logic. Income tax assessment reopened for HUF income. GST registration faced cancellation risk due to management disputes. State duty planning through abolished was replaced by costly litigation. Stamp duty exposure increased due to unplanned partitions. Lessons from the cases. The case highlights that business succession without succession planning creates a latent risk which materialize suddenly and destructively. Key learnings: succession planning is not optional, even in closely held family business. HUF structure require clear documentation, especially when running modern business like e-commerce. Mixed constitutions demands integrated governance, not sold management. Emotional trust cannot substitute legal clarity. Delay multiplies cost financially, legally, and relationally. What could have prevented the failure? Will and the HUF settlement deed defined HUF partition or operational clarity, shareholders agreements for companies, updated partnership deeds with succession clauses, a family constitution outlining vision, roles, conflict resolution, entry of next generation. And conclusion of the case study is the Sharma Group's experience demonstrates that lack of succession planning does not preserve family harmony; it destroys it in multi-generational, multi-location, and multi-structure enterprise. Governance must evolve alongside growth. Succession planning is not about the planning death; it is about ensuring continuity, stability, and dignity for both business and family.
So thank you so much, Harshitji, for reading out this first case study. We are having one more case study. So that is, this one was for a little complex type of business structure. So, if we would like to analyze this case study, so this case study definitely replicates some of our clients whom we are handling, and the situation which I have discussed in this case study definitely could be there in several of the businesses. The businesses could be of small volume, could be of big volume, but the story which I have shared, the case study which I have shared, so this is what Mr. Harvilas Sharma never considered framing the corporate governance, wills, family trust, and other issues that much important that this led to these several failures in the businesses. So one has to understand that if all these we discussed in this case study, that a properly run, well managed business, how just because the succession was not planned in proper manner, so that led to the ultimate failure of the business. So while this case study brings this failure of a particular business, so the point of discussion was that this could be the story with our clients also. And while I will be scrolling down the slides further, so we will be able to understand in a more better manner that the situation which I have discussed, this is very much rampant, this is very much prevalent. And ultimate objective, see why we are all doing this. We are setting up businesses, we are growing our businesses, putting all our dedicated efforts. But at the end, if we are not able to plan our succession and transition of the wealth in a smooth manner, so that ends up in a mess. And I would just like to ask the respected members that if we have failed, if we as chartered accountants in our setup have failed, that while I ask this question that how many of us have framed the will, and to my utter surprise, and this surprise is very much known to me also, that very meager of us have framed our wills. And if I talk about the succession of the business, so I have seen several stories, several cases I have seen. I was in while I was in regional council also. So at that point of time, these cases were in plenty. That all of us, if I say, if I would ask the members to write their date of birth, so each one of us can write our date of birth. But if I would say write your date of death, and which is a instance which is bound to happen, this will happen. So how much we are adequately prepared for this incidence? So this is for this uncertainty we are not prepared. And while I ask this question, that the member who have completed like 20-25 years in their practice and who are proprietors today, so the key points for our learning before guiding our clients. So see, this is an opportunity area for ourselves also. But before applying it to our clients, let us apply it to ourselves also. Let us frame ours, because see, framing of the will, it is very much uncertain. So, and we have seen it in the past that what the situation was in COVID, no old, no young. So COVID was not choosing that it was choosing only the old people and not the younger ones. So life is very uncertain. So that planning, just at the cost of, not at the cost of, say that I just want to make all of you afraid of this thing, but just at the no fears in the minds. But just it is like that we have to prepare ourselves. So if will has to be done, that we have to plan it for our own. This business succession, the practices which we are having, and as the chairman of the committee also said that aggregation, so this is one of these tools of succession, that how our practices can be succeeded. But because I am not today delivering on this particular topic, that how succession has to take place on, but today we are talking more on the opportunity side. So let me focus on the opportunity side. And just the point is that many a times what happens, that we are not even aware of what the situation is going on. So if we are able to get an understanding of this particular topic, so at least we will be in the position to guide our clients as well. So after this case study, Harshit ji just would be needing one more favor. The second case study is pertaining to a doctor. And here we as chartered accountants can also correlate this case study. We will be also able to correlate with ourselves. So can you just please help me?
Yes, sir, sure. Failure of succession planning in a sole professional medical practice. Background of the professional practice is Dr. Anil Gupta was highly reputed orthopedic surgeon with over 3 decades of clinical practice. His clinic enjoyed strong patient loyalty, consistent referrals, and trusted local brand. The practice operated as a sole proprietorship, fully dependent on his personal expertise and reputation. Despite professional success, no succession, legal, or continuity planning was undertaken. Nature of practice is sole proprietorship, and in the field of orthopedic, for more than 30 years of experience, key dependency on personal skill and reputation of Dr. Gupta, and there were nurses, technicians, and admin staff in his clinic, and the clinic premises, equipment, and goodwill were his assets. The entire practice functioned around Dr. Gupta with no associate doctor or partner. Dr. Gupta believed that his practice was person specific and non transferable. Legal structuring was unnecessary for a medical profession. Family members were not interested in this profession. As a result, no successor was identified or trained, no will or power of attorney existed, no partnership or company structure was adopted, no documented operational procedures were maintained. Dr. Anil Gupta died at the age of 67 without any prior succession plan. This immediately resulted in closure of OPD and surgeries, inability of staff to continue operations, uncertainty regarding patient records and follow-up, family members lacking authority or knowledge to manage the clinic. Key areas of failure. In professional continuity, there was no associate doctor to take over the consultations. Patients had no alternative care arrangement. Referral network collapsed immediately. Outcome was loss of patient trust and the permanent discontinuation of service. And legal and asset management, absence of will led to delays in asset transfer. Bank accounts and license could not be operated. Medical equipment remained idle. Outcome was economic value of the practice eroded rapidly. Uh, for human resources impact was the staff salary could not be processed. Skilled nurse and technicians left the clinic. Institutional knowledge was lost. Outcome was even temporary revival became impractical. And for goodwill, decades of goodwill vanished overnight. No mechanism to monetize or transfer the practice. Family could not realize the intangible value created over 30 years. Outcome was economic value of 30 years of practice eroded rapidly. Lessons from the case. This case highlights that professional practice are valuable business assets, not merely personal vocations. Structural risk is sole dependency on one individual is a structural risk that any sudden event can pose instantly. Medical ethics do not prohibit business continuity planning. Neglecting it is a professional failure. Goodwill without legal backing has no survivability. It cannot be transferred, sold, or inherited. Sudden event expose hidden vulnerabilities instantly with no time to scramble for a plan. Conclusion was Dr. Anil Gupta's case demonstrates that absence of succession planning can terminate even the most successful professional practice overnight. Longevity of a practice does not guarantee continuity unless supported by legal, structural, and professional planning. Succession planning is a professional practice is not about replacing the individual, but about preserving the institution, the goodwill, and the service to society.
So, Harshit, as a moderator, are you able to relate with this?
Yes, sir.
So, if Harshit is able to, because in a layman's language, for the first time, Harshit has gone through these slides and he has read and probably he has understood also. So, the point of all these slides, see, this one was the first one was for your clients, but this one is for the members themselves,
Yes,
and
sir.
members can relate with this case study. And Harshit, what happened that this Dr. Anil Gupta, this name is just changed, but this is a story of my family. So this Dr. Saab was just 66 years old, orthopedician, and just unfortunately at with a sudden heart attack, he was no more. So at that point of time, while I was participating in the ceremonies which were going on at that point of time, so the patients, they were not aware that OPD time was there. So patients were lined up for the OPD, but they were not aware that Dr. Saab was no more. And while I was just attending those ceremonies, so I just thought that see what Dr. Saab has lost. This today also the patients have came and the entire practice. And while you were reading these slides, so one point came that your the sudden demise of a person, the whole effort for last 20, 25, 30, 40 years, whatever you have put in. So just in a night, they are vanished. And if you are a proprietor, I have seen the situations where the proprietor has expired. Just the clients will be waiting for a day or two that the puja ceremony gets completed, the uthavni gets completed, and the clients are there to get their files collected. And this is how the entire practice, your dedicated efforts of your entire life, which you have put in, they are just bit by bit, piece by piece, they are taken away. So does this has a solution? Definitely this has a solution. And what is the solution? As the chairman of the committee talked about the aggregation, and I shared the number that today also we are 65% of the membership is in the acting as a is practicing as proprietors. So if we are able to aggregate ourselves, if suppose Harshit is an individual practicing chartered accountant, I see a Nitesh Gupta is also individual chartered accountant. Let us use our synergies. So the times have gone, and this is the impediment which used to be there. I am having no confidence over one person or the other. So this has to come out. And if this is not coming out, so what the loss could be, the amount of loss that cannot be quantified, the financial loss, the reputational loss, the service which you were doing to the client. So all of that is just lost in a night. So these could be the solutions could be there. But today, because I have just wanted to, this is more related to our chartered accountancy profession. So my urge to each one of you would be to at least plan this thing. This is for opportunity. Let us create the charity begins first at the home. So let us first be aware of all these aspects for ourselves, and then we can start it putting for our clients as well. So I think these both case studies these bring out the facts of the failure of the succession planning and how the businesses, the established businesses, got closed. So while we'll be moving ahead, certain other numbers also I would be sharing. So two, three more things here I would like to add. The first one is these all what all this the impact of all these succession issues is that if you're not planning, so these all brings litigation also into picture. And today 60 more than 65,000 court cases which are pending, they are for the matter of family partition, family settlement, the land related disputes. So these are going on. And if we are able to plan our succession in a proper manner, so at least the courts will be less burden and the number of cases will definitely be reduced. And see the level of confusion. The level of confusion is up to this extent while I was delivering my lectures in one of the branches. So today a key portfolio holder of our Varanasi Kashi branch, he just had a discussion with me like 10 days back. And of that discussion, what I could figure out that the mother of three children, she passed on the property through her will to only two of the children. And this property was the property of her husband, what she got, and this husband was having the ancestral property. So just I came to understand that this lady was not having any authority even to transfer such estate through her will, and she was doing so. So these are the problems. These are the small problems which must be pertinent, which must be present in your clients, your families also. And if we are able to understand the topic, so definitely we can guide our family, our clients, and at least if we are able to understand the topic of the succession planning, the estate planning, so at least we can implement that at our levels also. So moving forward with this discussion, so this the key differences of the practices what we are doing today, and if we add this as a vertical, so what changes it would bring. So estate and succession advisory, say transitioning practice sphere. So what are the feature dimensions? The audit part and the estate and succession advisory. The operational focus, while we are in traditional attestation audit part, checking historical statutory compliance, while in succession it is forward-looking, multi-generational architecture design. If I talk about the timeline perspective, then this is retrospective validation of the financial past, what has happened, we are checking that. While in estate and succession planning, it is anticipating asset shift and issues over decades. So how these families would transition in the times to come. So this is taken care of while we are in estate and succession planning. Then if I talk about the client relationship, so for traditional audit type of situation, yeah, return filing, this is annual transactional auditing and certification, while in estate and succession advisory, this is long-term strategic relations driven returnership, because see, you are in regular connect with the client. You are first discussing the individual problems of the clients, the business you are understanding, the business verticals you are understanding, who has to take care of what vertical you are understanding, whether that person is competent even to take care of that vertical also you are understanding. Then you are part of the family constitutions, you are the part of the family board, family charter you are preparing. And here the relationship with the client is more emotional type of relation, and that is on a regular basis. Then interaction level, while you are in audit function, so this is company's finance team, CFO and basic accountants. While in estate and succession advisory, it is promoters, family members and next generation leadership. If I talk about the revenue, and this is the main focus which I would just like to highlight to the members, that they see what everyone can do. This is really price sensitive, competitive regulatory audit fees, and so this part, because everyone is doing, so you cannot raise your fees what the way you desire. But while you are a part of estate and succession advisory, so this is definitely a premium, commanding a premium, because the advice which you are providing, that is customized advice. So this becomes an opportunity for you, that if you are taking this as a vertical in your practice. And not only this, what all other rules, so while we will be scrolling our slides, we shall be coming through that also. So why estate and succession planning cannot be ignored? So 90% of the Indians, they die without a registered will. And a large majority of Indians, they do not leave behind a formally documented estate plan, resulting in what I discussed earlier also, that family dispute litigations, they are happening. There are delays in transfer of the properties and so on. This is like 90% because if I asked when I raised this question to the moderator Harshit ji also, so I think we didn't just got any response that how many of us have framed our wills. And the importance of the wills already I have discussed that life is very uncertain. You are aware of date of birth, but none of us is aware of our date of death. So let us be part of this. And just a little bit, I will be touching on this issue of wills also. And 95% of the family business do not survive beyond the third generation. Matlab, if you are seeing in your circles also, your clients also, so they are the businesses are not lasting after third generation, 95% of the business. And the major reason is that the succession is not planned, that who has to do what all activities. So this is not planned, and because of this inadequate succession, only 5% of the business last over three generation, but 95% of the businesses are failing. And just a small example I am taking here at National Chamber at Agra, we are having several of the awards which are being given, and uh, several of the awards by the major businessmen of earlier times, they are being given. And while I was just counting that several of the business, they are not even existing today by the name of which the awards are given. So this also cross checks the fact that 95% of the family businesses, they do not survive the third generation. And third most important aspect through this slide, which I would like to take, the government has taken a very good initiative by way of a portal, by way of the name of the portal is Udgam portal. So what was happening that more than 2.5 lakh crore of rupees was lying unclaimed under your bank deposit, your insurance, your mutual funds, and likewise. So what was happening and why this was happening? Because the nomination was not done. So because this nomination was not done, currently also this nomination rules have also changed. So the members can go through those rules also. But what was there that since these nominations were not there, so these amounts remained unclaimed. So recently, this the government initiative was there by way of Udgam portal. So this amount is reducing also, and through a simplified process, you are able to claim the amount. So nomination, one should understand that at least if the account is having nominee, because today the default mechanism while you are opening an account is of putting a nominee. Earlier it was there that no nominee was there. So proper nomination should be done wherever required. They should be reviewed adequately so that whom you want that the amount should be received, at least the person whom you intend should receive that amount. And one more important thing here I would like to clear, this is a Supreme Court decided case. So in that case, it was very well held that the nominee is just the trustee of the estate, and whosoever are the real beneficiaries, the nominee has to transfer that wealth to the real beneficiaries, the legal heirs. So nomination at least prevents from that amount lying unclaimed. So at least this should be taken care of. Certain issues related to this aspect also, so that we are able to, although the nitty-gritties and the pinpointed discussion I am not doing here, because 4 5 months back already I had done under this committee. So what and just because just don't want to repeat that discussion. So certain issues I would like to touch upon of that discussion, just in a small. So, what is the difference between testate and intestate succession? If you are writing your will, so that is the testate succession, and if you are not writing the will, then that is intestate succession. So, what the intestate succession's repercussions are if you are writing the will. Definitely you have set your mind that whom you want to give your wealth likewise, so already that is there in your mind, whom you want to pass your estate, so already that is already settled in your will. But if you are not framing your will, then what are the repercussions? I am raising this question to the members so that it is just not a monologue, it could be a dialogue. If some of you can respond to me that if a Hindu male dies without writing a will, how his self-earned property could be ancestral and self-earned, then how his self-earned property will be distributed. If any one of you can respond to this, how his self-earned property, to whom, who would be the beneficiaries of this self-earned property? Harshitji, if you receive any of the chats, just please share with me.
Sure, sir.
I am repeating once again the question that if a Hindu male dies intestate, that is without a will, then who all shall be the beneficiary of the estate, the self-earned estate which he has earned? I am not talking about ancestral estate because that is something different. I will be touching that upon also. But who all shall be the beneficiaries? If that can be shared with the C. Harshit. Harshitji, have you received any responses?
No, sir.
No, sir, we haven't received any responses, but we have a few queries, two, three queries. So if you want
Queries,
to take
queries. What
now
I will
or
do after this slide, I will take up the queries. But before that, I will just like to respond and just like to finish this discussion.
okay, sir,
So
okay.
let me answer this. So answer to this is that if a Hindu male dies without writing a will, then his self-earned property will be distributed if he is to his wife, to his children, whatever the number is, that will be divided equally. And more importantly, if this Hindu male is survived by his mother, then his mother will also become one of the beneficiaries. And now, if I raise this question to the respected members, that my first and foremost responsibility as a married Hindu male, I always feel that my first and foremost responsibility as a married Hindu male is towards my wife. And if I would have framed a will, definitely I would have given everything, whatever my estate would have been, to my wife. But because I have failed to write my will, so automatically, if you are not writing the will, then the option which you were having, you have lost that option. And now the law of the land will decide the succession. Succession is definitely bound to happen. But now the law of the land will decide the succession. Due to this, your surviving mother, if she is there, so now she is becoming one of the beneficiaries of your estate. So due to this, which you would never have wanted, that why, so my all the respect to all the mothers who are there. But suppose already mother is aged one, being taken care of, then why the estate should go to the mother, and then the estate which has reached to the mother, now she would be having the authority to, in whatever manner, through her will, through gift, or through whatever manner she want to transfer the asset, and that asset could even transfer to those who were rather not in need, and you also not have estate should have got transferred through your state. So this is the problem if you're not writing a will as a Hindu male. Then the second aspect is related to Hindu female, and there also like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 priorities are mentioned, and according to the priorities, at first priority, the Hindu female dies without writing the will, then husband and the children get the equal share. But I am not discussing it at length. The more important aspect, and if this is a childless female, then section 15(2) comes into play. So that also is there. But I am much more concerned about the topic which just I am going to discuss, and just I would like to get attention of each and every member, because very important aspect I am informing it to the member that just not framing a will is having several repercussions. But what I feel that this is the biggest challenge, biggest repercussion of not framing a will is what I am going to discuss. So if you are not framing a will, and a person is having a ancestral property and that person has not framed a will, then what the repercussions is that this property is not, and this person has died without writing a will, and this person is having ancestral property. Suppose I am taking an example. This is Mr. X. This Mr. X is having an ancestral property. This Mr. X is having a Harshitji, if you can just please mute yourself. So this Mr. X is having a ancestral property, and this Mr. X dies without passing on this ancestral property to anyone, without any will, without any gift. So what the repercussion would be? The repercussion would be that if Mr. X is survived by two sons, A and B, then he's having grandsons also and great grandsons also. So the impact of this would be that this will become a co-parcellary for next three generations, and all the three generations will be participating in this ancestral asset. So this will be the biggest repercussion of not framing a will. And just think upon that: two, three sons, then grandsons, then great grandsons. So this number can range in between anywhere between 15 to 20. So they all will become the part of that ancestral asset, and what the mass it would be. And one more important thing here I would like to place, that with change in the Hindu Succession Amendment Act of 2005, daughters given, see earlier what daughters were not having, daughters were not having any co-parcellary rights. So what 2005's amendment has had brought is that the daughters are now part of co-parcellary. And daughters now become the part of the co-parcellary, so this number will enhance even more. So this is the biggest challenge. And if you are having any ancestral property, and which majorly you are having ancestral properties in today's time, because we are growing, we are having incomes. So this is there that we are having these properties, and at least in your individual cases also, though 700 plus participants who are participating currently. So this is the reason that why you should frame your will. And for this particular reason, you should guide all your friends, families to frame the will. And this is how this opportunity gets started for all of you in this vertical of practice. So I think I'm not taking currently this session is not on that who can make the will, then who is the executor, the defects, and I think that we can have at some other point of time, because today we are discussing more on opportunities. So we will be discussing more on opportunities, and this nomination part also already I have covered. So just would like to inform the members one important fact, that nominee is just the trustee of the wealth. Nominee has to pass on the wealth to the legal heirs. If so, nomination should always be backed by a will. It should not be in isolation. If you are putting nomination, that should always be backed by a will. But if there is no will, then this is the situation of intestate, and in that case, the law of the land will come into picture, and the role of the nominee will be to distribute the wealth to the legal heirs. Now, there is one exception to this also. The exception is where the nominee does not act as the trustee. So this situation is in the case of insurance and PPF. In the case of insurance and PPF, the nominee becomes the beneficial owner. So here he or she is not a trustee, and beneficial nominee could be the spouse. So in that situation, spouse and parents, so they are the beneficial nominee if they are named as nominee. In case of insurance, if they are named as nominee, so they will automatically become the beneficial owner. They are not required. So this is the exception to the role of the trustee. So I think this is also an important one, which I just thought it fit to discuss it with the respected members. So before moving to the slide of how to pitch, already I have discussed that if a person is not having will, then what are the repercussions? Pitching can start with this point only, and how to pitch your client, that also I will be discussing. So before that, if any of the questions, Harshitji, if you can raise the questions, as Ravi Ranaji was saying that there are certain questions. So just I would like to answer those questions first.
Yes,
Raviji,
I'm
please
saying.
share the queries
Yes, yes,
received.
yes, I'm saying.
Sir,
Ravi, please go ahead.
first query
Acha,
is
Harshitji, you are reading the queries?
yes, yes, I'm reading.
Please, please.
What role can a chartered accountant play in estate and succession planning?
What role?
Yes, sir.
So that I'm having a good slide that is coming in a while. That is coming.
Okay. Why is estate planning becoming increasingly important in India?
So this is also a general question. While I will be finishing my discussion, so everyone would realize that why it is becoming important.
How
See,
can CS,
Harjit, the question which you have raised, let me answer this question. That the present slide, what we are having, 90% of the death, if these are interstate death without writing the will, and the repercussions already I have discussed, that what are the repercussions? The property becomes a co-parcenary property if you are having any ancestral property. So why anyone should less? Malab, my point of saying is that let us understand that entire life we are working, putting our all dedicated efforts to earn the wealth, to earn the estate. And do we want to leave a mess to our next generation? Do we want to leave litigations? Do we want to leave disputes? Here comes the role of the chartered accountant.
yes,
That at least 700 of us who are participating, let us first focus on preparing our wills, our succession plan of the practices what we are having, and let us start guiding our clients. So we
yes,
just don't want to leave any litigations, any disputes, and you will be able to understand, Archit ji, this question several times. This question is being asked to me. मतलब मेरे से ये पूछते हैं कि साहब ये will 90% of the, you are saying 90% of the population is not preparing a will, and while we were having this poll, you also understand that you also didn't got any response that if anyone said that they have prepared their will. So 90% if they are not preparing the will, and repercussion already I have shared that what is the repercussion,
yes, yes,
what the disputes could be. If that becomes the co-parcenary, then 15-20 people will come into share, and partition, you can understand that anyone can demand the partition also. Any co-parcener can demand the partition, and you have to abide by that. So just to avoid any of those litigation dispute, one should go for framing the will. And this becomes the opportunity for ourselves also, at least not for opportunity for ourselves, at least we are able to move, at least we are moving in the right direction. So this becomes, and realize that if a person, an individual, 65% of the practicing platforms, practicing units are practicing in individual names, in proprietary. And this uncertainty is always there. मतलब I am knowing a astrologer, मतलब a very intelligent, very dynamic one, and IPS officer. तो मतलब उन्होंने ये कहा है कि 8 महीने, साल में 8 महीने आप मारक की दशा में रहते हैं. So, so matlab, just please understand that this is the uncertainty, this is the uncertain world where we are living. So we have to take care of our practicing platforms also. So this is the importance. Let us first adhere to this at our level, and then then getting a good knowledge. We can starting it promoted to our clients, our family, our friends also. So this is how it goes. And while I will be scrolling the slides, so we'll be having the discussion on the importance, further on the importance, because this differences I have already informed the amount of revenue what it could be. So it could be there, and now I'll be discussing that how we can start pitching our client. Any other question, Harshitji?
yes, sir. One more. How can CS help develop a family business succession strategies?
How? Please repeat.
How can CS help develop a family business succession strategy?
Yes. So, see, this question, what has come? So, today, because we are discussing it on opportunities, but this is the area for which you have to gather good knowledge. And I will be sharing one of the slides also on this particular thing, that how you have to start your practice into this domain. So that in that way only you can get it started. Let me just come upon my slides and have this thing. Na? Let me. Then this is a vital question कि अब आपने बता तो दिया कि अपॉर्चुनिटी है, सो नाउ हाउ टू पिच अ क्लाइंट. अब क्लाइंट को कैसे पिच करें? सो क्लाइंट को पिच करने के लिए जस्ट लेट अस अंडरस्टैंड दैट फर्स्ट एंड फॉरमोस्ट यू योरसेल्फ इज योर क्लाइंट. दैट इफ यू हैव नॉट प्रिपेयर्ड योर विल, go for that. Just stop waiting. Just don't think कि रजिस्टर्ड होगी अनरजिस्टर्ड होगी. एक डॉक्यूमेंट तैयार करिए and then just go for preparing that. Already I have shared my number, so whosoever is interested can have discussion, but at least start thinking in that direction. Then the second one is for your client, understand their business structure. I am taking an example where I am counseling one of my clients. So how it is there, this is a manufacturing concern, an MSME, like having 50-55 crore rupees of turnover, a private limited company. So three brothers. First, the elder most is like aging 76. Two are aging 68. They are twins. They are aging 68. One of the younger brother is not having any male child, so no, his daughter is not part of this business. But the other two elder ones, out of the twins, the one and the elder one, they are having their child and they are the part of the business. So in all, five directors. So no, while I was scanning the business, I could figure out what the weaknesses this business is having. So already while Harshit ji was reading this case study, so I found the same situation present in this business also, that the senior eldermost brother, although he is having the authority, but current authority also, it is not like that he can decide everything. It is not there. If he has to hire certain consultant for growing the sales and like, so the other directors objected. So this person is not having the entire authority, although the managing director of the company. No defined roles that who will do what, who will be the part of the operations, who will take part of the sales. So everyone is jumping in every other role. Finance तो एक ऐसी चीज लगती है कि मतलब everyone is able to understand. So, and I can tell you that before I entered, the working capital situation was ridiculous, and I just helped them to figure it out and what the challenges that working capital cycle was having. So at least when I was there, so I was able to guide them. So just you have to scan the business, understand that who is having what authority. Major times you won't find that any authority, everyone is having every type of authority. The authority is not designed. The roles are not designed. The business operation, who has to carry what business, these are not decided. Then, because there are two generations, so in this business, what I am looking, that the elder generation is not willing to pass on the responsibility to the next generation, the younger two ones. And younger two ones are always of the view that if we are not given any responsibility, then how we will be able to prove ourselves. They also feel that they are competent enough and rather more competent from the promoter directors. But since they are not given any opportunity, so this is not happening. So this is one of the big challenge for the survival of the business. Out of these two younger ones, one is having least interest in the business. This I can say, that he is more often in preparing these husband-wife reels and this and all that stuff, taking part in all non-business activities. Matlab, around the world, he will roam around different countries, he will visit. So this is there. So this is the problem. He is not interested. So we have to figure out this situation also, that why ever we want a person who is not interested in the business, then why he is required in the business? Let it be channelized in such a manner that the proper CEO type of structuring at least we are able to do in that business, that that business continues. So this you have to understand that if these situations are not settled, then these conflicts already, as I told, that the MD is not able to decide everything, every situation. So these conflicts already are there, and due to this, whatever value has been created over a period of say last 30, 40 years, 55 crores turnover, I won't say that it is a small turnover, but a big turnover, but it is not even a small turnover, I would say. And this group having a good profitability, planning a SME IPO, this also I have guided them for this SME IPO type of situation also. So when this is all there, but if you are not in traveling in a proper manner, your business is not streamlined. These all situations are already persisting. So one has to analyze. If you want to enter into this consultancy, just see your clients. Just figure out that your clients already you will start feeling and how this will happen. So this will not happen. Start discussing it with your clients. आप पूछिए उनसे कि do you have your will? If answer majorly will be in no, then explain the situation, explain them the repercussion, understand their business, inform them that 95% of the business they are not traveling after 3 generations. So how you have to plan your succession, understand their business, business operations understand, business vertical understand, who is taking care of what responsibility, try to understand the governance structure, try to understand the leadership chart and everything, hierarchy, business hierarchy, just try to understand. And many a times all these will not be there. Who is responsible for what? Verbally, everyone is knowing, but no documented or formal structure. Prepare these for your clients and just try to explain them that you are the apt and proper person to guide them. Then why CAs have a natural right to win this advisory space? Tax aspect, already we are into tax practices, income tax, GST, already we are there into these tax practices. So I don't find that the curriculum what we are having. So we are one of the best in this and we can definitely guide our clients in this. Family balance sheet experts. So just because every type of advice your client is taking, even the marriage advice of their daughter or son they are taking, many times you are asked for due diligence. So if the client is attached with that emotions to you, just you have to move in a little step forward to understand their emotional balances also. So financial balance sheet already you are understanding this family balance sheet, and while you are having discussion with this aspect with your client, and when your client realizes that this is the authority you are having, then definitely they shall also open their hearts with you for this particular thing. And then implementation integrator already has informed while I was initially taking up this discussion that ICI already has started with the certification course. Already 400 plus chartered accountants. I had the privilege of teaching these all 400 chartered accountants through my session. So attend these courses, although I have gathered knowledge only through reading this succession and the family laws. I have not never participated in any of the classes, just I have gone through. But if you are having any such interest on your own also you can do. Otherwise, whenever the institute is having, so these are like 30-hour classes you can attend and start. See, these 30 hours will again be a refresher type of thing. But until unless you are spending like 150 to 100, 300 hours on this, so if you are spending that much time, definitely I can tell that we can start practicing in this domain. Why family choose CAs over lawyers and wealth managers? So no, I am not offending any other profession, but why we have a better chance? So a chartered accountant is a full spectrum advisors. So emotionally balanced in a balanced manner, the trust, neutrality, long-term relations, they are already there. So they are already connected with the client. Financial and tax planning, very strongly they are connected with the family and the business. And legal compliance, definitely we understand the law. The mother of all acts is contract law. So we all understand that. So at least we are able to guide our clients. We have understood several laws while we are passing our exams. So this is just certain other additions like Transfer of Property Act, Hindu Succession Act, and likewise Indian Succession Act. We have just to go through them, the family law. We are just through to that, and we are able to guide our clients in this. Then, if I talk about the lawyer, so they also enjoy this emotional relationship with the client in a balanced manner. Financial, the tax planning, investment advisory, they are not up to that level what we can offer to our clients. Legal part, they are also having very strong. And if I talk about the wealth manager, so all the three aspects are limited: the emotional quotient with the family, the financial planning, and the legal compliance. So we definitely always outlast everyone in this particular field, and this is what through this session, the opportunities why this is the field where we should come upon. Today we are just having 400 plus chartered accountants by two certificate course, but numbers needed I will be just sharing in a while. So, Harshiti, you asked me that what all services the chartered accountants can provide. So, while going through this slide, we can very well understand that in this particular domain, what all services we can provide. This asset register. So, at least the inventory of register is properly prepared for the businesses, for the individual. While I was discussing it, one of my clients earlier, so he was age is like 69, 70, only one daughter. The daughter is married well. And this person was again interested for buying a property in Noida. So I said, sir, already you are age 69, 70. So many times we see situation of in our succession planning while we are there, we are more heavy on real estate part. So the situation is like we are asset rich but cash poor. So I advised him that instead of going for this real estate, you should preserve your liquidity so that, and just why you want that only your daughter is there. Already 6 7 real estate properties you are having, two are already having under litigation, one is under insolvency. So why you want to provide, why you want to give a mess to your family instead of estate? Try to come out of this situation, try to liquidate them, and provide a proper estate to your family. So these type of guidance you can provide. Then title, they are properly intact. Liability, the asset liability matching. Nomination, already I discussed that nomination should always be there. Beneficiary mismatch. Document already properly how they are safely kept. The digital assets also how they are safely kept. So today your website, your YouTube, your wallet, all these are digital assets, and these are to be taken proper care. Then the transmission of the individual and family business assets, the valuations, tax filing, account closures, trust accounts, legacy reporting to family stakeholders while you are framing a family constitution. So you can act as a person for guiding, reporting to the family stakeholders also. So co-partitionary implications, already co-partitionary, you have to understand that what the co-partitionary is. Then partition tax effects. If partition happens, if the HUF has to be partitioned, the tax implications, who will get what. So that has to be taken care. The documentation aspect, the legal compliance, that you can take care. Likewise, while the will is being framed, the asset specific bequest, what are being mentioned by the testator, who will be the executor, who will witness the process, the probate process, although that has been done away with. But if there is a litigation type of situation, then how the probate will be taken. Then this capital gain situation, one has to understand stamp duty. So if gift is needed, family trust is needed, so all these questions have to be answered. So then voting control, family branch economics, then compensation, who will get what share. So everyone, so these all are the service lines what we can offer to our clients while we are in this estate and succession practice. So little bit on this family or concept of family office also. So what is a family office? A family office is a dedicated organization established to manage the wealth, business interests, succession planning, investments, governance, tax, legal, and lifestyle requirement of UHNIs, ultra high net worth individual families. So the objective is to preserve, grow, and smoothly transfer family wealth across generation, whatever we have discussed. So that is now percolating here as an objective. What is the typical structure of the family office? So family members are there. This is like 3-4 brother family. The case which I discussed, 3-4 brother family. Then the family council. From each one family, one person will be nominated as a family council. One adult will be nominated as a family council for discussing on behalf of that particular family. Then this will be the advisor, where your role is of paramount importance for advising the family, for framing the family charter, family constitution, family goals and objectives related to this governance, investment, succession, business, how that will be carried. So this all guidance will be there, and here you will be supported by the investment team, tax team, legal team, estate planning, governance advisor. And majorly, I can share it with the participants that several of the activities. So, see what I am doing. I am into succession planning and wealth advisory. This investment part already we are taking care. So, gift city type of concept, investing in global markets, these all we are taking care. So, succession plus the wealth advisory. Tax already that is happening in our team. Legal I have little understood, but for that we are having certain advocates who can guide them. And like this is this conglomerate, we can guide our clients. So this is the concept of family office, and how this is gaining the importance. This also I would like to share. So, Indian family offices, this is a decade of growth which I am sharing. Let us understand the numbers. Till 2018, we used to have 45 family offices. 2024-25, we have 300 family offices. And 10 years, this is a defensive estimate. So, this would be like 1,000 family offices. So 300 family offices up to 45 in 2018, currently 300. INR 2.5 lakh to 3 lakh crores, they are already managing assets, these family offices. And with 50% AUM growth projected over next 3 years. So this will like grow in next 3 years. This the assets, these family offices, what they are managing, this will grow to like 4.25 lakh crores. And within a span of 10 years, this will grow to 9.5 to 10 lakh crore rupees. So this is the amount assets this family offices will be handling. So with this discussion, what I would like to say that let us start transitioning. And if you are not becoming a full-fledged family officer, see, these ultra high net worth individuals, these are more like currently 13,000 ultra high net worth individuals. For sure, currently they are the client of big fours or big legal firms. As already I have discussed that the current number of MSMEs in our country is 8 crores. So just we have to figure out our clients, and if suppose we are able to guide them in framing their will, in forming their business structure, the succession plan, the family charter, the constitution of the family, the investment parts, if at least we can start taking care of all these aspects, then definitely uh, not up to the level of family offices, but these small MSMEs are also not the clients. So these are not the clients of large consultants. So at least if we start guiding our clients in this particular domain, so definitely this vertical is going to thrive, and with the kind of GDP growth what we are having. 7.5% of the GDP in nominal terms, it goes to like 11-12%. So if that 11-12% nominal GDP, 7% our real GDP, then definitely this wealth creation is already happening, and every 5 years the wealth is getting doubled. five and a half years. So this wealth phenomena has to grow by 2047. Honorable Prime Minister is having a vision of a developed nation tag for India. And here is what in preserving this wealth not being lost in litigations. So this we have to take care, and here it could be our role with understanding this number, and more particularly, what I have said that these roles will be played by firms like us only, not by big fours, big eight, or big 20s, or big law firms, because they are just in need of catering the high net worth individuals only. So our client, because is of the MSME nature, so accordingly we can guide our clients. So let us discuss this wealth landscape also, the coming wealth transfer and what it means for chartered accountants. So 2025-26 snapshot, 13,000 plus ultra high net worth individual families in India today. These are expected to reach 19,000 by year in just in a span of next 2 years. So this will be like 19,000. Assets which are currently being managed, already I have discussed that nearly 3 lakh crore rupees of assets are being managed by these family offices. And INR 108 lakh crore is the intergenerational wealth transfer expected over next decade. 108 lakh crores. So this is the intergenerational wealth transfer which we are expecting. So growth is on record, 45 family offices in 2018, 300 plus today. And what we can, the areas I have discussed, but estate planning for individual, succession planning for business, family constitution, family board, family charter, we can help in preparing as per the family goals, family value, and family investment criteria, the governance framework, trust restructuring, governance framework, and family offices advisory. So these are the parts where our role would be there. And the amount of revenue which that could be there. So a 5,000 crore to 10,000 crore opportunity for CAs in the next 5 years, and unlocking a 15,000 to 25,000 crore potential for the CA over next decade. And how I have arrived this number. So let me share this number with my previous slide. So within next 10 years, this 108 lakh crore of intergenerational wealth has to transfer. The senior generation will retire. They will transfer these assets in whatever manner. So this business restructuring would be there, family trust will be there, wills will be there, HUF if that is there. So they will have to be partitioned, or like arrangements have to be taken care of. So these all, what will happen? These all will culminate into a 108 lakh crores of estimated wealth transfer. And if I talk about just 0.25%, just 0.25% of this, so very well we can understand that what the amount of revenue would be. I'm not talking about 1%, half percent. I'm just talking about 0.25%. So this could be the revenue potential. And as already in one of my previous slide, that this is the premium service which we can offer to our client, and this is a customized one. So definitely this is where you can charge a good premium to your client also. And so this is the importance of this slide, by which I just wanted to share that what the amount of revenue is waiting for us. CA role, what the CA role could be in a family office model. So it could be governance led, the family charter matrix, you are preparing the family charter, compliance as per that family charter. If there is any conflict, that conflict resolution, conflict escalation matrix, ownership records, decision, whatever decisions are taken, you're getting them recorded. Then CFO, as a CFO, already I said that this is the area we understand balance sheet, we understand taxation, If we are able to understand the succession law also, definitely we can contribute as a CFO also, and then as succession coordinator by way of understanding, framing the wills, family trust, nomination, insurances, shareholder records, and family council priorities. So this is what the role of a chartered accountant could be in the family office model. And then practice building, how you have to already, as discussed by me, that you have to scan your client, what the shortcoming and weaknesses, bottlenecks they are having in their business structure. And as already at the cost of repetition, I'm saying that has to first start from yourself. Then we can start practicing for our clients also. But for that, the hands-on knowledge is required. So for capability, the succession law, trust, taxation, FEMA basics, valuation, these we have to understand. We have to form a network of advocates, CS professionals, valuer, trustees, investment advisor. Certain roles can be duplicated by yourself also. As I told that I am very much active into framing the wills, family trust, and the investment advisory. So already these two roles already I am taking up. Then you have to, already the product is there with you. You have to inform your clients that you are into this domain by way of lectures, by way of like what I am doing. I am having a WhatsApp network of like 1300 participants. So these WhatsApp messages I am sending, and as already I told that on my Instagram handle I am sharing the content, on my LinkedIn I am sharing content related to specifically to this succession and estate planning. So this is how I have gathered the knowledge. The capability part I have gathered a little bit, and regularly I am gradually and regularly I am updating that also. The network by this way of forum I'm trying to get in connect by way of lectures and everything, and by way of informing to my clients by whatever means, by WhatsApp communication. I'm through WhatsApp I am sending some important piece of information to somewhere around 1300 plus my contacts, areas related to wealth advisory, areas related to succession. So last I just sent the difference between the this gift and a will. So what is the difference between the gift and the will? This pointer wise I have shared it in my group. So any one of you who would like to get connected, so once again I will share my details. So that let us be in connect. And before going into the final slide and before going in for the questions, so I would just like to share one very important concept. This private family trust, I have been repeating this concept several times. So just I would like to highlight the importance of this concept just in a minute. So this private family trust is a beautiful concept. While we are in our practicing domain, we are creating several charitable trust, 12A, 80G type of situation. This charitable hospitals, schools, education institutions. So already these we are having with our clients. But a situation I am drawing where uh, just to have an understanding of this private family trust and the importance what the private family trust is having in this uncertain world. And just I would like to narrate it with a story also. While I was sitting with one of my close family friend, what happened that he is a government contractor, and deputy chief minister of our state was addressing a rally in rural suburbs of Agra, and all of a sudden this electricity was got disconnected. Just cutting the long story short, ultimately the department came heavy on this my family relative that this is your fault, and in his contract this was never provided, and this FIR was registered against this 19 minutes was power failure, and this deputy CM Saab was standing there for just 19 minutes, and you can just very well understand that he's just keeping mum for those 19 minutes. This FIR was registered for this gentleman. This 2.5 month of uncertainty, Just we have to understand that this situation, this uncertainty, we are living in a very uncertain world. This type of situation could be with anyone. If accounts are frozen or something like, then how you will meet out your regular expenses? So the answer lies in the private family trust. I am setting certain examples also. Suppose Mr. A pass on his wealth to his children B, C, D by way of will. B, his son is into business, and due to uncertainties of the business, he faces losses and is now required by the creditors to pay those losses. So, whatever estate he has received from his father, he would be bound to pay from that state. The other son got something from his father. His relation with his wife was not going that well. It could be vice versa also, because this alimony is not limited only to the wife. This repercussion is for the husband also, that if husband is not able to meet his expenses, then wife has to, and if wife is working, then wife has to provide for the alimony. This second son, his relations with the wife were not proper. The wife applied for divorce, and 40% of the alimony, whatever estate he was having, she claimed that. I am not going into nitty-gritties that this was settled on 40%, 30%, or 25%. But whatever estate is there, the court, whatever estate decide, that has to be given. So this is other uncertainty. And in third case, the third gentleman was regularly dealing in having a good business, but one day this issue of fake invoicing came, for which he was not even a party, and his accounts were frozen. The accounts could be frozen by any of the regulator, any of the agency, if you are there. And in all these situations, I would ask that whether the will has sufficed the purpose. The answer is a big no. Answer is a big no. You wanted to protect your next generation, but that protection was not there. The answer to this lies in a private family trust. So private family trust, you are passing on the corpus, irrevocable private family trust, you are passing on the corpus to the next generation. They are just the beneficiaries. Until unless you are providing in your trust deed that at what point of time they can use the corpus, they won't be able to use the corpus. So if suppose husband-wife relation not going good, the husband can say that both of us are meeting our expenses from this trust and I am not having anything. So that this does not become this does not become the asset for alimony. If this is lying in the trust, this cannot be frozen. This is a separate entity. No GST, nothing. This cannot be frozen. And the first aspect which I discussed, that if suppose the person is having temporarily businesses are not performing, the loss has occurred or something like that, so at least you are able to provide a network, protected network to your protected environment to your loved ones, to the beneficiaries, your wife, your children. Even if you want to have your parents there, you can have them. So this wealth cannot be, this is very much immune, this cannot be taken by anyone. So this concept of private family trust, just in a very small manner, I have this is a very beautiful concept, for protecting the family, your loved ones. So, and even your hard-earned wealth also. So any person who is having a reasonable worth, I'm not saying 50 crores, 25 crores, even a person having a worth of more than 5 crore rupees, I really advise to go for that succession if I am advising. So there I am advising hybrid type of succession, certain succession through will also, and certain part of the succession. So at least your loved ones are always protected in this time of uncertainty. So this hybrid type of situation I am advising to my clients. Today evening also one of my clients is coming for this discussion on private family trust. So this is a beautiful concept which I think every one of us is required so that we are able to explain it to our clients. So I think this last slide is there. I'm just reading this last slide. Estate and succession planning is no longer a niche legal afterthought. In India, it is becoming a recurring advisory platform where CAs can combine trust, numbers, governance, and continuity. Estate planning protects wealth. Succession planning protects family and businesses. So here we have separated for individual and businesses. The cost of not planning is often far greater than cost of planning. And with this because this is the last one, so the discussion part we have completed. Once again, I am putting my contact details. Would be happy to contact. Would be happy in connect with each one of you. I have been told by my team that this LinkedIn, if you are clicking it on this, so you would be able to connect on my LinkedIn. This Instagram handle, please connect me on Instagram also at the rate CA Nitesh Official, and mobile number already there. So whatever type of situation, already I have shared certain parts of the succession and estate planning. So if at any point of time, any one of you come across any situation, most welcome, would be happy to understand the situation and would be happy to guide each one of you because that enhances my knowledge as well. So currently, I'm stopping my slides, and with this, really thankful to each one of you for this opportunity. And over to CA Harshit for further taking up this session. Harshit ji, you can take up the session now.
Yes, sir.
Whatever the questions are, you can just
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, I have received four queries. First is, how does the Indian Succession Act affect the estate distribution?
So sorry, can you repeat this one?
How does the Indian Succession Act affect the estate distribution?
How does the
Indian Succession Act
uh,
affect the estate distribution?
okay. So what I am able to understand, Harshitji, this is query that if suppose when this Indian Succession Act or Hindu Succession Act or for that matter, because these are religion specific, so when this will come into picture, so what I have advised that everyone should prepare a will. And what are the repercussions? Already I have shared that the person whom you have never wanted, they can also be the recipient of your estate, and more particularly the co-parcenary issue what I have discussed. So that is the biggest challenge. Your ancestral property going into 15-20 hands. So that is the biggest challenge. So that has to be avoided. And in Indian situation, what you are saying that if a person has not framed a will, then the law of the land, which is either if you are in the Hindu religion, so that Hindu Succession Act will come into picture. Otherwise, for all other religions, we are having this Indian Succession Act. So that will come into picture. So my advice would be just prepare a will so that the law of the land, your wishes, you are able to pass on your estate as per your choices, as per your wishes. The law of the land does not come into play. So this is my advice. One should not allow the law of the land to come into picture because this is the option which has been given to you.
Next is, what are the legal consequences of dying without a will?
So already I have shared that if you are dying without a will, so I am taking an example of a Hindu male. If a Hindu male having his own property, and then the ancestral also I will share. If a Hindu male dying without a will, then four are the primary beneficiaries. If he has been survived by a mother, one, wife, second, a boy child and a girl child. So if there are two boys child, this will be 20% each. Mother is not there, two boys, one girl, wife, 25% each. So this is how it takes place.
Okay.
Then there are secondary recipients also, but that again, that is part of my separate discussion. So that 4 5 months back under this committee, I had that discussion, but because I just didn't wanted to repeat that, so I have taken this today's discussion. So this is more towards the opportunity area for chartered accountants. For female, it is separate. The co-partnery already I have shared that if you this is ancestral property, so that becomes a co-partnery if you are not preparing a will. So these are the consequences of not writing a will.
Right. Uh, how can CS collaborate with lawyers in succession planning assignments?
See, collaboration will be needed only uh, once you are able to, as already said, that see, I have been regularly just updating myself. I have never taken any of the classes or I have never attended these courses, but regularly because I have been going through HSA, ISA, Hindu Succession Act, Indian Succession Act, the family law. So by that I have gathered this understanding. And while I am communicating, well, see what happens, Harshitji, you will appreciate this factor. I was addressing a seminar of business fraternity. This question was raised to me that a divorcee and a childless lady dies. Who will be the recipient? Who will be the beneficiary of her estate? So this is a tricky one. This is a tricky one. So I kept on continuing the session, and this question was going in my mind that I have to respond this question. And because I was having a good understanding of the family law, and the answer came not from the Hindu Succession Act, the answer came from the family law, and I was able to answer that. Even at that point of time, Chat GPT was answering this question in a wrong manner. So that logic, so my point of saying is that if you are understanding, getting understanding, and we as a chartered accountant, हम लोगों ने इतने लॉ पढ़े हैं, हम लोगों को लॉ का बेसिक समझ में आता है, तो वी आर वेरी वेल एंड ऑलरेडी मैंने अपनी स्लाइड्स में शेयर किया है कि वाई वी आर वेरी मच फिट, वाई वी आर हैविंग एन अपर हैंड, वी आर हैविंग अ एज एज कंपेयर टू एनी अदर प्रोफेशन. लॉ हम समझ सकते हैं, उसका जब रजिस्ट्रेशन वाला पार्ट आए, when you have to get the document registered, at that point I am taking help of the advocates, but otherwise this drafting part I am myself taking care, be it will, be it trust deed, be it family constitution, or everything I am doing. I am not relying on anyone. And suppose, see, Harshiji, let us understand what the situation is. Harshiji, because I am able to see you, so इसलिए I am responding it only to you. So what the situation is that our clients, as already I have discussed, I mentioned in my deliberations, our clients will be more of MSME type of clients. So the situation will not be that much complex that we have to understand it in such a manner. And by the time you start handling your client, you will be able to, I can tell you with a conviction that you will be able to guide your complex clients also. Just we have to study. Just we have to study.
Yes, yes, yes. So next question, it was also my query. So मैं थोड़ा इसको modify करके पूछ रहा हूँ. What are the right of great granddaughter in property?
Great granddaughter. Great granddaughter. So see, this is restricted only to daughter, co-partnery. Great granddaughter and daughter of that daughter, they will become part in their family where they are married. See, understand, this daughter is part of this co-partnery where she was born. But
Yes.
great granddaughter is part of that family where this lady has got married.
No.
नहीं, मैं एक बार फिर से समझाता हूँ आपको. मैं फिर से समझाता हूँ. This is a family. Mr. A is having two child, X as son, Y as daughter. And Mr. A is having certain property which he has received from his parents, ancestral property. So Y, by the amendment in 2005 Succession Act, Y as daughter becomes the part of this ancestral property. Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Now Y is having a son and a daughter.
Hmm.
This becomes granddaughter to Mr. X.
Yes.
Sorry,
Yes.
X or whatever I've said. So this becomes the. So this granddaughter will become part of that co-partnery, that family, where this daughter's husband, मतलब I think you have understood ना, जो husband की co-partnery, husband वाली family में ये वाली participate करेगी ये. Wife will be part of this co-partnery from where she was born, and the granddaughter, great granddaughter will become part of the that co-partnery where they are born
Okay.
in that family
In that family.
where the daughter has got married.
How can trust be used as a test planning tool?
See, this tax planning, I can share it with the members. Two, three instances I can share. That if you have to pass on your wealth to a minor son, yeah, minor daughter, then this clubbing provisions are attracted. Even in case of wife, yeah, spouse, you can say you are passing on wealth without if anything, you are passing without consideration, then clubbing provisions are attracted. So this is one of the planning that if you are passing it for the benefit of the beneficiary for the minor son, and more importantly, I can tell you I just missed out that at least this trust structure already the importance I have mentioned. This trust structure is important for all those families where we are having a special able child for the reason this is the concern of the parents. Then who will take care of this special able child after our death? If they think upon that we are giving the estate to our daughter who will take care of our son who is special abled, what is the possibility that daughter will, she is having her own family, then what are the chances that in the manner which you wanted that care should have been taken, do you presume that care will be taken? So for that, if you are able to plan a private family trust for the for taking care of this special able child, so this financial aspect will always be taken care of. This emotional aspect her brother or sister can take care. And one thing more, that you should not burden your other child for the emotional needs. You can burden, but at least for taking care, one should not presume that because they are having their own happy family and certain things like, so that planning is on your hand, that how you have to take care of this thing. So private family, this is a beautiful concept. Already I told you that the best immunity of your corpus, your estate, the protected net which you are providing it to your family, this is always through private family trust, and very much advisable to anyone. And more importantly, will operates only after the death of the testator. Private family trust is operative in your presence also. So, if there are any chances of any dispute over will, private family trust, since it is being operated in your lifetime, so you are able to see that it is sailing smoothly and no dispute or any litigation is going on in that private family. So, this is a beautiful concept. So, this I would say. So, any other question, Harshiji?
Yes. Is there any certification course for enhancing expertise in this field?
See, already I mentioned in my deliberation that we are having two certificate course, this Committee on Corporate Laws, Corporate and Economic Laws and Cooperative Committee. This committee, earlier last year, this was headed by CA Avech Hajarji. Currently, it is being headed by CA Sanjay Agrawal, sir. So, this committee is taking these two types, this certificate course already that has been completed. So, I am one of the faculty members of this course also.
सर जो ग्रेट ग्रैंड डॉटर वाला क्वेरी थी उसी पे एक चीज आया है व्हाट इफ ग्रेट ग्रैंड डॉटर इज फ्रॉम ग्रैंडसन
Harshiji, I am stopping you for the reason that I would like to have queries on opportunity aspect. So this is related to the succession.
यस
If
यस
any member is having his individual query, rest assured, please put it on my chat box. I will answer that. But I am here because we have already surpassed the time. So let us have that thing also. But point is that if any of the queries pertaining to opportunities part, if any member is having any query related to opportunity part that they want to understand, I would be happy to answer that.
No, there is no queries related to opportunity.
So I think no more queries there. I would like to receive certain responses of the members also, either through chat box or on my mobile or on my Instagram handle or on my LinkedIn, whatever your feedback is, what all you wanted to learn further, so that at least I'm ready with that and would be happy to guide any of the members who want to come into this practice network. And already I told that we are just 400 certificate has been given by the Institute of Chartered Accountants. We need at least 4,000, 10,000, 15,000 members to practice in this area. And if we are not there, some other is taking this opportunity, and we are best fit ones. Already I have mentioned in my slides. So I think with this, no more questions. I am thankful from the core of my heart to each and every participant at the first instance, to the committee, and to CA Harshit Arya ji for moderating this session. Really thankful to each and every one of you, and looking forward to be in connect with each one of you who has participated in this session. Thank you so much. Jai Hind, Jai ICI.
Thank you so much, sir, for your valuable guidance and such emerging knowledge. I would also like to place on record our sincere thanks to our respected chairman, Sir C. Gyanchand Mishra, sir, the, for his motivating inaugural address and continuous guidance to the committee. Special thanks to all the participants for your active participation and valuable presence. We hope today's session has added value to your professional journey. Thank you once again. Have a wonderful day ahead. Jai Hind, Jai Sri.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for wonderful session, sir. Thank you so much. Thank
Thank
you,
you,
Arshit
Ravi.
sir, for coordinate the session.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Ranjit.
Arshit sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, tech
Thank
support
you.
team.
Thank you, Ravi ji.
Thank you, sir.
Harshit, let us be in connect now.
Yes, yes.